Welcome to What Are You Sporting About podcast, a podcast about business, employment, sports, and entertainment to help educate, support, and guide you to your next level. Here's your host, attorney Sivonnia DeBarros.
What's up, y'all? It's Ivory Tabb, the protector of athletes, and welcome to the special series called the NIL Combined Speaker Series. What you can expect from this series is to hear from dynamic speakers, professionals, and experts who are eager to support student athletes and help us to create a major impact off the field with name, image, and likeness. That's right, NIL. Hey, if you want to be a part of the conversation and if you want to be a part of making this amazing impact, join us on July 27th through the 29th in Chicago by registering at bit.ly/NIL Combine 2023, bit.ly/NIL Combine 2023. Again, that's bit.ly/NIL Combine 2023. And make sure that NIL Combine is in all caps. I'll see you there. Ciao.
All right. Hi, everybody. I am back. Sivonnia DeBarros, the protector of athletes, again with the new NIL Combined Speaker Interview Series. And I'm so excited because I have a very special person who's going to introduce themselves today, let you know who she is, why she's becoming a part of the NIL Combine, and overall Athletes Making Moves movement. But before I dive into today's interview, I definitely want to remind you, if you have not yet secured your ticket for NIL Combine, the second annual event, you need to get on this ASAP. The people who tend to excel in life are the ones who take action the most and typically the fastest. So get in the room, come to NIL Combine, the 2023 live event here in Chicago. It's all going to go down the July 27th through the 29th. All right, you can get your tickets right now by going to bit.ly/NIL Combine 2023, bit.ly/NIL Combine 2023, and again, bit.ly/NIL Combine 2023. As student athletes, we have not forgotten about you. I've told you before, the first 50 student athletes who register and attend all 3 days will be invited to a specially curated legal clinic for student athletes. So, hey, if I were you, I'll jump on that. Go to bit.ly/NIL Combine 2023. All right. So, y'all, like I said, we have an amazing woman that's in the building, and I cannot wait to see her in person. Miss Ivory Tabb. She is dope. All right. She is I'm going to just say marketing whisperer. With over 20 years, she has strategically navigated the sports and entertainment arena as a successful talent and sports marketing agent. She has negotiated $1 million contracts. She's managed Fortune 500 brands and high-profile athletes and celebrities to planning global community events. She has been building an impressive network of relationships, brands, and athletes throughout various positions that she's held over her career. Y'all, welcome. Welcome, Ms. Tabb.
Hello. I'm so excited to be here. I'm so excited to be on the show. I'm so excited to attend the conference. Like I said, for me, when I've reached out to you, I saw your interview with Monique, and I was like, Mo, I have to be introduced to her. I want to help her. I want to help her as she's helping athletes, because for me, that's the space that I excel in. Helping athletes build their brands on and off the playing field, and using my area of expertise to allow them to do that. And I feel like for us in the space that we're in, who can you ask questions to? Who can parents ask questions to? Who can administrators ask questions to? Who can coaches ask questions to? If you don't go to a big Power 5 that's actually focused on NIL, then you're kind of out here doing this alone. So workshops like this are the perfect place for athletes and parents to start to get answers to questions that'll help them on their journey.
I totally agree. I want to jump this off too by asking what, I guess, catapulted you into this field, especially marketing in a sense, right? Marketing to connect brands to athletes or celebrities. What pushed you towards this particular industry? Because when we think about marketing as an overall industry, we typically don't see us, right? We see more of the older or now the younger white men who might have a particular curated skill within the marketing sector. So talk to me a little bit about that.
So for me, love, and you'll know this easy, marketing is about building relationships and connecting with people. So I always did that. I always toot my horn. I went to the best school ever, LSU, and we're known for athletics. We're known for winning big championships. So I knew when I went to school there that I was going to work in sports. What I was going to do, I didn't know, but I knew sports was going to be the path. At first, I actually thought it was going to be athletic training. So the undergraduate degree is actually in athletic training. And then I went to, I started going through that path and it wasn't for me. I'll tell you that story another day. And then I started tutoring a bunch of athletes. And once I started tutoring a bunch of athletes, it was time for me to get my master's. And they were like, hey, do you want to come on board and help with academic advising, especially in freshman football? And that was when the light bulb just clicked. It was all the athletes always coming to me for everything, to help them with everything. Because especially at schools like that, this is my phrase that I hope folks listen to, especially when I explain this. Schools are either in the sport of business or the business of sports. Those are two totally different things. And when you are in the business of sports, your ecosystem is built around doing everything you can to win championships. Folks may not like it. They may not like your methods. They might not like how you do it. They might not like when you do it. But the overall goal is to win championships. So there are a lot of things and moving parts that go on to doing that. And building a team for your athletes to have all the resources that they need, that is definitely part of that. And so I just became a team. And then a bunch of the guys kept coming to me for everything. And then my very first client, he got drafted to the NFL. And he was like, we're going. And I'm like, where are we going? And he's like, whoever drafts me. Knock on wood, fortunate enough, he got drafted to the Dallas Cowboys. So that's where I spent the early part of my career, in Dallas. And, Dallas is a huge sports town. And so because of that, just more opportunities kept coming. And that's how I turned it into this.
And the crux of that, like you said, relationships. So I just had a conversation recently with another speaker about how he was able to create his business typically off the strength of relationships. It's an interpersonal skill interpersonal skill to build relationships, right?
Yes.
And then it's also another skill to like really cultivate those relationships to a level where there's mutual trust on both sides, where you're willing to give, and take. Do you understand what I'm saying? And I don't think,
yes,
I think our younger people might be struggling with that.
And they are. And when I say they are, for me, the biggest question that I get all the time. So when someone introduces me or they ask me what I do, to make it simple, I'm like, I'm a sports agent. And technically I am. I do all off-field contract. Because when I started out my career in Dallas from LSU, I had 5 football players immediately. One of my guys was on the basketball team. So literally I had 6 clients and they all knew basically, let's fall in line and she gonna take care of us and we gonna do what we need to do because we're so used to this. And so the question that I always ask students, especially ones who want to go into sports or ones who want to, after you finish playing sports, what's your next step? My question is always, what value do you bring to the relationship? As you just mentioned, this is give and take. What are you giving and what are you going to allow someone to take? And so they don't understand that when you're on this side of the coin, that you're doing a whole lot of giving to make sure that your athlete is in the best position, the best space mentally, physically, to prepare to do what they need to do on the field. And then off the field, I always say, who's your me? Who's your person that's making it work? Who's your person that's handling the problems? Who's your person that's making sure that all the things that you need in your space are readily available to you, and you know you can depend on that person? And that is the beauty of this business. When you get a reputation of being someone that's dependable, reliable, and folks know that you're going to do what you're asked to do, the work then becomes easy. And for me, I think I've kind of mastered that. And one of the ways that I've definitely mastered it is by being Switzerland. Switzerland is neutral. You know, as I mentioned when we first started, athletes, parents, all of these people, schools, administrator, I am for you and your kid. And guess what? I'm not even for you. I'm for your athlete, because I'm going to help them and be able to have conversations with them that they don't want to have with you, that they can't have with the manager, that they don't want to have with their agent, to be able to come to me to give you strong advice, because there's nothing that you could throw at me that I haven't seen. Trust me, I've been doing this for a long time. So to be able to feel comfortable to come to me to ask me for advice on topics that are huge, that's a big deal. And then the best thing about me, if I don't know it, I have people in my resources that I can ask questions to. In behalf of your name as an Esquire, I'm not a lawyer. If I get bumped with something that I don't have the answer to legally, I know that I can pick up the phone based on the relationship that we have to say, Esquire, can you tell me in legal terms if this is correct? And so for me, that's the whole, that's the paragon of what the relationship looks like.
Yeah, no, that's really good. Yeah, like it's full circle about building those relationships.
Yes.
And I think the biggest part that I get the most pleasure, I would say pleasure, and comfort from, is knowing, like you said, that you have an ecosystem of people you can reach out to. And when you start really carving out something that's special, and you know that you have a special zone of genius inside of an industry, sometimes things can be extremely cutthroat. The more you niche, the more people are threatened by what your greatness is, the more it is important to have confidants that are around you that you can really reach out to and say, hey, I don't know, this sounds a little crazy, or what do you think about this? Or would you mind giving me a quick little advice on this? Because I need to have some kind of direction of which way I need to go, right? Or can you put me in contact with someone who can support me in this way? So yeah, I totally agree with that.
It's the same thing, my love, with everything. I mean, it's one of those things, as you see, I work out a lot, but I didn't just walk into, I had a background of what the gym looks like. And I had a background, of course, from participating in track my whole life. So I knew the basics. But then when it came time for me to actually turn it up a notch and say, hey, I want to get into the world of fitness competition, I had to go out and get a trainer that actually knew what they were doing. Then I had to go out and get somebody who did meal plans, who knew what they were doing. Then I had to get somebody who did posing, who knew what they were doing. And then the hair, the makeup. So all of those things became a team. And that's the same thing in this space on helping athletes build their team. Because when you build your team, you're also building your brand at the same time. And everyone on your team plays a pivotal role in what that looks like and how that is supposed to be able to help you. And there are so many examples of who does it right. There's so many examples of who does it wrong. But at the end of the day, the question is, are you always being authentic to yourself and to your brand? And is your team helping you with that authenticity? And that's what it looks like.
Ooh, that's real. Because let me tell you something. Somebody at the front of the house can break down that brand quick. Okay? Because it is, man, if it's not in alignment, people are like, well, I I didn't know they operate like this, because automatically people are connecting them with you. They see you and your team as one. So you have to be careful about who you decide to come and be a part of your camp. I told yes.
And it's one of those things. For me, it's one of those things, since I've been in this business for so long, and I describe myself as Olivia Pope and Jerry Maguire. Because when you call me, that means something happened and I need to fix it. So let me call my team that's going to come in and fix it. And when I say fix it, I mean big problems. Oh, a tweet went out and I need to get that back. Okay. To, oh, we did something horrible. Let's get that back. So for me, I've built a team that helps me do that. And then on the branding side, because I've worked for, like you mentioned, huge Fortune 500 brands, I am the picker. And I say I'm the picker. Like, I'm the person who is picking who the brand is going to. So for me, what works so well with that is because I'm the picker, then
you broke out a little bit. I can't hear if you're talking or not.
Can you?
Okay. Now I hear you.
Okay. There you go. So because I'm the picker and I've worked with so many brands, my area of expertise now is helping athletes make sure their brand is pickable. Like, I know what brands are looking for. I know who brands want to endorse. I know how they got picked, why they got picked. You know, I've helped launch huge brands and huge careers for people in those brands. So for me, when you're just starting out, I'm able to look at it in 5 seconds and be like, okay, wait a minute. This is everything that needs to pivot immediately. Especially with young athletes and athletes who are still in college. You know, there's simple things that they're totally missing. And I always use this as a joke, but do you know how many athletes don't even have their name in their handle? Yes, they call you TT because your name is Terrell Thomas and everyone knows you as TT. They've been calling you TT your whole life. I don't know you as TT. Brand XYZ don't know you as TT.
Or don't even have it in the bio. At least so it's searchable.
So when I go to look for you, how am I supposed to 24, but UTT everywhere? Baby, we need to add those simple things to make it easier for our brands to work for us. And that's what it is.
That's so real. I love everything that you said. And I'm so excited to get you on the stage to really break this down further. And we're going to be talking about decoding marketing, especially for large scale brands, and how athletes can start positioning themselves to get some of this change. Because there's a lot of money to be had out there for student athletes. This is one reason why I absolutely love NIL, because it changes the game and it allows student athletes to create a future much quicker on their own terms without beating themselves to death. And putting all their eggs into just going, the GoPro basket, right? You can go pro right now. And something that you love to do and your ultimate gift and talent. So why should people join? Why should they come? Why should they listen to you and spend time with us over these 3 days at the end of July for your marketing session?
So for me, what I'm going to do is give them 10 tips by Tabb that help prepare, plan, and prep you for NIL. So what we're going to do is actually take these 10 tips that I know are tried and true, that are basic for some, more advanced for others, and then use these tips to help you in whatever stage you're at to make NIL work for you. And the biggest part is you can do this alone. You don't need an agent. You don't need a manager. Yes, the 1% of the 1% of basketball and football, let's be honest, definitely may need someone to help manage this. But guess what? The people that you need to help manage this are actually on campus with you every day. And that's where you start building your team. So those are another set of tricks that I'm going to say. Who's on campus? There is, and I look, and you'll hear me say this all the time. There is a mini me on campus who is a junior, who is about to graduate next year after their senior year, that wants to go into this business, who wants to help you, because not only are you a client, you bring experience. Now they can add to their resume what they've done to you, but it is a learning, growing curve together. And at that point, that's one of the things that helping you both manage your schedule and your classes, what it looks like between practice, working out, and being able to do the things that you're contractually obligated to do for your NIL business that you want so bad, that works all in tandem. And as I said, NIL is not for everybody. So you coming to this event, the NIL Combine, is basically preparing you to see if this is something that you want to do and you're actually able to do.
That's so real. Y'all heard it. Listen, y'all definitely got it. And this is just a taster. You know, you go to the store and they have like the little perfume testers. They just give you a small little test or a little sniff of what is going to be in the full bottle. So if y'all want this heat, you better come to NIL Combine Live. Second annual event, but this is our third event off the cusp of the Athletes Making Moves book launch. Y'all, don't miss this heat. Go right now. Register today to bit.ly/NIL Combine 2023. bit.ly/NIL Combine 2023. Again, bit.ly/NIL Combine 2023. You will not be sorry for coming. NIL Combine is the number one career event at all. Like you ain't gonna be sorry. You are going to get fed at this event. Everything I do, you're going to get fed. I promise you that.
You have done a fantastic job. Let me give you your flowers, because
give my flowers,
you have done a fantastic job of putting this together, making it easy for folks to get the information, putting together a series of speakers that will help guide these student athletes into the path that they want to have. And then on the backside, you've turned it into an event that is worth, especially now that you said, oh, athletes get to come free. It's like, why would you not want to come to this event? Why would you not want to use this opportunity to grow yourself? Like I posted last week in our LinkedIn post, the summertime is the perfect time to plan and get education in that space. So yeah, I can't wait. It's exciting. You've done fantastic. It's going to be great.
Hey. Thank you so much. I will definitely take that. It's an honor to do something like this and to do it at the level that I'm trying to do it at. All right. Or I'm going to say that I will do it at. So I just hope that people really, attach themselves to this cause, because even if you're not a student athlete, there's still so much stuff that you can learn as an individual or as an advocate of an athlete. And just as a business person, there's so many aspects of NIL that have already been in progress before NIL was passed for the collegiate space. So you will do yourself a disservice. You would do your child, if your child's an athlete, a disservice. If you're a coach, you'll be doing your athletes a disservice, because these conversations will come up in the locker room if they have not already. So, and coaches are people that students trust sometimes the most. I did. So come on, if they're going to come to you for advice, have some foundational information that you could share with these student athletes. And like Ivory said before, have some connections, build some more relationships so you can point them in the right direction that will help them versus hinder them. So y'all, get out here, come to NIL Combine. I'm super excited. Make sure you go and register today at bit.ly/NIL Combine 2023. And I can't wait to see you guys. So
I can't wait to see you.
Ivory says she can't wait to see me too. And hopefully y'all. So y'all don't disappoint me. All right. Show up for this lady. Do not disappoint me. But until next time, guys.
Look, show up and show out.
Right. Definitely show up and show out. Guys, until next time, I will check you later. I'm Sivonnia DeBarros, protector of athletes. And as always, it's my pleasure, my honor to educate, support, and motivate you to your next level. Talk to you later. Ciao.
Thanks for joining us this week on What Are You Sporting About podcast. Make sure to visit our website, prosportlawyer.com, where you can subscribe to the show in iTunes, Stitcher, or whatever your favorite platform is, so you'll never miss a show. And while you're at it, if you found value in the show, we'd appreciate a rating on iTunes or iHeartRadio. Or if you'd simply tell a friend about the show, that would help us out too. If you like the show, you might want to check out our book, What Are You Sporting About? Attorney Sivonnia DeBarros is available for private consulting at sldebarros.com. And remember, we're here to educate, support, and guide you in your journey to success, because we're all sporting about something.